welcome to historic old Crawfordsville High School Gymnasium for tonight's final regular season game of the 2022-2023 basketball season. Got Craig Carroll and I'm Brian Saunders. Justin Duggar on the computer. Coach Rhett Welver helped set up this operation, this broadcast tonight as we bring you tonight's really exciting game with a great environment here in the old gymnasium, Craig, and it's starting to...
Yes.
Lots of the student section actually is just arriving. The Seaville Crazies are coming in the door now. Their bus just pulled up. They had pizza at the high school, and they're heading here. The band is down on the east end of the gymnasium, right behind the basket, filling this place up with a great sound tonight, led by Mr. John Tebby. Coach David Pierce has got his team ready to go. Actually, we'll start with the junior varsity squad tonight in what will be their final game of the season.
Yep.
Coach Carroll, you talked to a few of those players, and what were their comments heading into tonight's game?
Yeah, I talked to a few of them in class today, and they are nervous. A few of them, I've never played in front of so many people, and, at the end of the day, it's easy to say, just go out and play, but I think JV and varsity are both going to have to play through the nerves at the beginning.
That's right. We're going to turn this over to Gary Lynn, the public address announcer for the Athenians, for starting lineups for the Covington Trojans and the Athenians.
Number 12, Joseph Gettner. Number 20, Landon Herzog. Number 21, Nash Martin. And number 33, Brian Carthoff. The coach of the Trojans is Troy Beaver. And now your Crawfordsville media. Number 5, Sam Bennett. Number 12, Mason McCarty. Number 14, Jude Horsey. Number 32, Nolan Watt. And number 34, Roland Gambrell. The coach of your media is Kenny Pierce.
And here we go. Chad Hodges is our official tonight for this junior varsity game, and we are live with JV basketball action. Again, Covington Trojans taking on your Crawfordsville Athenians here at the old historic Crawfordsville Gymnasium. Last game of high school varsity or JV basketball played here 30 years ago, Craig. So it has been a while.
Has been a while.
That game ended in a loss for the Athenians in overtime against the Tiger Cubs from Greencastle. Gambrell underneath with the shot. Nice feed from Sam Manette. And shot didn't fall, but he got fouled.
Yeah.
He's going to go to the line. Covington's out. Covington gets out to a quick 2-0 lead, but already picks up their first foul. Gambrell good on the first. Funny enough, I know this, he is related to Darren Haas. Darren Haas made the three-pointer that put the final game into overtime 30 years ago.
I could be wrong, but I believe Darren's going to be officiating tonight.
Is that right? I had not heard that. That's pretty cool. Gambrell good on both free throws.
Crawfordsville's JV has had a very successful season, winning the county championship. I know that they're, I want to say, close to 10 games over 500. So Coach Pierce doing a great job with this squad again. Yeah,
the JV, and obviously that feeds right into the varsity, but the JV teams have been successful over the last several years, just very consistently, feeding them right into the varsity program. Covington good on their second possession. Jude Coursey handling out front for Crawfordsville. Manette, nice feed underneath to Mason McCarty, and he's going to knock it down and go to the line for the and one. Covington picks up their second foul. Nice job by McCarty shielding the player with his body and still able to knock down the shot. Coach Danny Pierce, the head JV coach, assisted by Tony Bean and Rob Williamson. McCarty good for the and one, three-point play. I guess I can say the old-fashioned way, and we're in the gym doing lots of things the old-fashioned way. We got a great crowd already for the junior varsity game, and it's just going to get more full is our understanding. Nice job by Jude Corsi, good spin move. Steele knocks it down. Great job by Corsi. This Crawfordsville 7-4 lead. McCarty just about knocks that away along with Cohen McClamrock. Battle for the rebound, there's a travel. That's on number 21, Nash Martin, freshman for the Trojans. Mason McCarty will bring the ball up the court for Crawfordsville. Into the hands of Manette as they set up the half-court offense.
Going a little clear out there for McCarty.
Drives, kicks it back out to Corsi. Manette will reset the offense. Covington is tall. Well, I'm looking, I guess, especially at number 20. Shots off, rebound to number 10. That's Haymaker for Covington. Takes it all the way in the lane, and shot doesn't fall. Mason McCarty with the rebound. Three is just off.
I like that shot, though, from McCarty. Had an open look in transition.
Absolutely. His dad actually has a scoring record for this gym. I believe single game at 43 points, I think is what I read. We'll have a couple interviews tonight, and I'm not sure why that wasn't a tie-up. Is that what you're wondering as well?
That's what I was wondering.
Yeah. Rebound to Corsi, pushes the ball up the court, and he's going to take it all the way in, and
nice left.
with the left hand, knocks it down, 9-4, 5-point Athenian lead.
Good job by Manette there, just applying ball pressure. Yep, and one. Right there, Rowan's in a good spot. Just need to wall up and take that charge.
Yeah.
Yep.
Couple substitutions into the game for Covington, number 30. That is Max Waddell, sophomore, listed at 6'3". So they bring more height into the lineup. Number 10, Haymaker at the line, junior guard. That's off. McClamrock able to chase it down. Nice feed. McCarty to Gambrell for the easy bucket. 5-point lead there for Crawfordsville, and Covington's going to get a 30-second timeout here. Recognizing also tonight will be the dance team, and as we look throughout this crowd, you see lots of former Athenians with leather jackets and leather sweaters on, and probably some people sitting in their seats that they used to occupy from way back in the day would be my guess. Unique experience for these guys. That'll be in a gym like this where you're surrounded by fans, including on the ends of the court.
Yeah.
They have chairs set up. Be a great seat.
Yeah, that front row all the way around is really close in comparison to some gyms, you know.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely is.
So since the last time, I did some research today. So in 30 years, last time basketball was played here, no internet.
That's true.
How things have changed.
Oh my. We are thankful for that internet. That's a great point. Allowing us to do this broadcast on Crawfordsville Athletics YouTube channel would not exist. Out of bounds off Covington, be Crawfordsville basketball. The errant shot from the Trojans. Lighting's a little different. We're talking about that field. It's really dark around the bleachers. all around the sides of the court. And the floor is well illuminated. I don't know why that wasn't a kick, but it was not. And Covington off on the shot. Ball's going to be out of bounds. I think off of Covington, be Crawfordsville basketball. A couple quick turnovers there. Special thanks to Dr. Scott Bowling, Superintendent, Dr. X. Riker, Associate Superintendent, Mr. J. Strickland, Principal, Bryce Barton, Athletic Director, Sean Gerald, and Nathan O'Neill for all their work in putting this game together so that we could host this in the old high school gymnasium here, and a lot of excitement in the community. I'm not sure how excited Covington was, but they were willing to do it.
They were
right?
willing to do it. That's awesome.
That is awesome. Coach Evan Morgan is an Athenian, graduated from Crawfordsville High School, and brings his team in here tonight. There's a travel. He shuffled his feet.
You know, and I'm curious because I don't want to misspeak here, but I'm pretty sure Covington has played, maybe not this year, but in that gym right across from their school.
Yes.
You know, I'm pretty sure they've had Seeger, maybe in the last 5 years, do a game in there.
Is that right?
Yep.
Okay. Kind of getting that same feel then.
Yeah. And as we know, Covington has a proud basketball history too. I mean, they grow basketball players over in Covington for sure.
Absolutely. No, you are absolutely right, and it's this has been now. Man, I don't know how. I did not look to see how long it goes back, but final game of the season, Covington and Crawfordsville now for a number of years. Final, I should say, regular season game. We head into state tournament time.
Yeah.
Foul on the Trojans. That's our third. Because I thought it was a foul, right?
Yes. Yep. They called a
First one
foul
on
there.
number 4 for the Trojans. That is Seth Elmore, freshman guard.
Also, they have seen each other already this year, scrimmage.
Oh, that's
at the
right.
beginning of the season.
Great point. That's also been in place for a number of years now. You're right. We start off with that controlled scrimmage. Nice feed from Corsi, trying to get it to, I think, Gambrell. Nope, not Gambrell. Who was it? McClamrock? Yeah. No, it was
33.
Is that Nolan?
Yeah, it looks like Nolan to me.
It does look like Nolan, but
yeah, that's definitely not McClamrock.
No, his number. No, you're right. He's not 5'7". I've been calling it out. I thought it was Nolan Watt, but they've switched numbers over the rosters that we've been given. So yeah, on the court for Crawfordsville for the JV, got Nolan Watt. There's McCarty for 3, and that's just bouncing around the rim, but good rebound by number 5, Sam Manette. Corsi into the lane, shoots. He's fouled. He's going to go to the line to shoot 2. Rowan Gambrell, Jude Corsi, Sam Manette, Mason McCarty, and Nolan Watt. And the Athenians are getting ready to sub. Hayden Craig is going to come in after this first shot. 33 seconds to go here in the first quarter. Athenians lead 11-6. First one up and good for Corsi, the younger Corsi, the sophomore Corsi. His brother, senior leader and leading scorer for the Athenian varsity team. Good on both. Jude will take a seat on the bench as Hayden Craig comes in to replace him on the court for the Athenians.
Jude with 6 points so far in the quarter.
Nice quarter for him. Oh, no shot. They're going to call a foul on the floor.
That'll be Gambrell's second.
You probably take a seat then. That's Haymaker. Drove the length of the court. Of course, he's going to come right back in. He's going to replace Gambrell. Just as you thought with this second foul here with still in the first quarter. Number 20 is listed at 6'5". And he passes off to 6'3", Max Waddell for the easy bucket. 13-8, 5-point Athenian lead.
They definitely have some length in that interior.
Especially on a JV team.
Yeah.
It's just unusual. I'm looking at their varsity lineup. They've got 6'5" and 6'3", but it's maybe those two players. So Got McCarty for 3.
And another timeout for...
Yeah, double the score up on him. I know at halftime of the varsity game, I believe we'll have Jeff Nelson up here for an interview. He's written a couple great articles in the paper. I see some guys coming in that they're probably going to recognize. I see Matt Petty here, who was an Indian All-Star for the Athenians, played in this gym. Obviously, Matt McCarty's over there, leading scorer. The names that many Athenian fans will know well, and they're going to recognize those guys, I think, in some special ways tonight. So first quarter ends 16-8 is a score at beginning of the second quarter here. JV teams play 7-minute quarters, 4 team fouls on Covington, 2 for the Athenians. You gotta love that horn, don't you? Different than the,
Yeah. So far for scoring, you got Mason McCarty that has 6, Jude Corsi with 6, Gambrell with 4, that's 16 for the Athenians. Haymaker with 2, number 20 with 4, and Waddell has 2 for 8 for Covington.
Okay. Covington inbound. Covington ball to start second quarter. Shots off, rebound to Corsi. That shot was by Haymaker. Manette open for 3. Go long, but McCarty's got the rebound, although I thought he got shoved, but I think they're going to give the ball to the Athenians and just say it was out of bounds off of the Trojans. See Coach Acton down there talking to Bryce Barton. Coach Acton was the coach that final season here in this gymnasium for the Athenians. There's an offensive foul called on Haymaker. That'll be the team's 5th foul. Good defense by the Athenians. Way to hustle back there and be in position.
His 2nd foul.
Get him out of the game. McCarty handling the ball out front. Looking to drive. Pretty good defense there by Covington to cut him off. Quick foul called. Some contact there on Corsi. That's a 6th foul, so Athenians will be in the bonus. Next foul. Foul's on number 21. That's Nash Martin for Covington. Corsi, nice feed. Great feed to McCarty. Layup didn't fall, but the offensive board back to the Athenians. Good job hustling after that. Nolan Watt. Hey, great drive by Hayden Craig. Knocks that floater in the lane down. 10-point Athenian lead here. Just into the second quarter. Good defense there off Watt, I think. Nope. They're going to say that ball was just thrown out of bounds.
Yep.
I thought he got a hand on it. Number 12 checks in. Is that Gepner? Not exactly sure how to pronounce his name. Joseph Gepner, I think, for Covington. Carter looking to... No, it was actually Corsi looking to get the ball underneath to Watt, but he's not open. He has the 6'5" Herzog on him. Head kicks it to Corsi for 3. That's off. Rebound to Craig, though, and he puts it back up and gets fouled, and he'll go to the line to shoot 2.
Foul on Martin, his 3rd.
They call that on Martin. They say second on the board. Are they?
Yeah.
Number 30 is going to check back in. That's Waddell. He'll check in for Martin. 7th team foul on Covington.
The Indians are 7 for 7 at the free throw line.
That's a pretty good percentage, isn't it?
It is.
Take that. Nice find underneath there by the Trojans. There's going to be a foul on Corsi, I believe.
It's going to be his first.
Team's
Team fourth.
Okay. Inbound again to Waddell. Shoots 3, and that's off. Rebound, good job by Watt being in position there and fighting for that board. Does a nice shot. There's Craig for 3. Just off. McCarty able to tip that ball up. He's got some height over Elmore. Some height and some hops.
Really nice find there from Corsi in transition.
McCarty driving from the free throw line, knocks that down. Does that count 8 for 8 from the free throw line or not? Good job by McCarty.
Some run and jump action here by the Athenians.
Creates a turnover. Corsi finds Manette. Easy layup.
Full timeout here by Covington.
What was the score at the end of the first quarter?
16-8.
So I thought. So they have yet to score.
8-0 so far.
Yeah. 24-8 is the score right now in the second quarter. Still lots of fans filing in here. I know they had, they did a pizza kind of dinner for the students at the high school, at the new high school, I guess I'll say, and then bust them in like fan bus, drop them off right at the doors. All right, 24-8 lead here. Only 14 fouls, but it seems they're playing great defense. Getting in position, not fouling. The Covington basketballs, they took a timeout. That's Carfault handling the ball for Covington. Tries to get it to Herzog, but he kicks it back out. Athenians really aggressive on their defense. Can't handle the pass. Nice feed, actually, but goes off of Covington player's foot. It'll be Athenian basketball.
Got tipped out of bounds, so be Athenian basketball on the baseline here, underneath the basket.
Jude Corsi to inbound for Crawfordsville. He does get it into Hayden Craig. Mason McCarty will now call the play for Crawfordsville. I'd say the junior varsity has settled in nicely from those nerves.
They have, yes.
Really playing in front of a packed house right now. Maybe the corners have some seats open, but that's about it.
Yep. Hayden
Craig gets it across the net. The ball gets loose and ends up in the hands of Covington. It's number 33, Carfault. Thinks about 3, and he's going to drive in the lane. The little floater is off, but he gets his own rebound. Lots of contact into there, but letting him play right now. That was a nice floater. That was number 22, I believe. Nope, number 12.
Yep.
That's Gopner. Or Gepner. Sorry if I'm mispronouncing that. McCarty drives in. Again, lots of contact, but they are definitely letting him play right now. There's Carfault. Good defense by Manette. Way to move his feet, get in position, and shut off the drive. Nice turnaround from Waddell as he dribbles into the lane and knocks it down for 2. That's their 4th point of the second quarter, is that right?
Yep, little 4-0 run right there.
Nolan Law handling out front, gets it to Manette.
Athenians running their motion offense here.
Lots of cutters. Trying to find the easy layup out of it. Hayden Craig finds it underneath, but great pass. Of course, he didn't force it, knocked it out, kicked it out to Manette, who knocks down the 3. 27-12, 15-point Athenian lead. Oh, nice find. Nice pass into Gepner, but he's not able to dribble in. Good defense, though. Good recovery by Crawfordsville. Out of bounds to the Athenians. Under a minute to go here in the second quarter.
Got him. Yep.
Great find from Craig. Lefty from Coursey again is good. Moves the lead to 17. Oh, great leap there by Coursey. I don't think he tipped it, but he made him take a bad shot.
Definitely altered it.
Yeah. Great block by McCarty and Manette. Oh, it wasn't McCarty, it was Nolan Watt. And Manette in position there. McCarty's now handling the ball for Crawfordsville.
7 on the clock here.
Craig fires a 3 and knocks it down, which is a fitting cap to the first half. That second quarter for the junior varsity Athenians. They lead 32-12. We'll have some stats here and some other information, but Athenian Pep Band playing the fight song. Craig's put together some stats. We'll give you some first half stats for both the Trojans and the Athenians, but just some reminders about this. Here we are in the old high school. Sellout crowd, we know that. Standing room only. They've taken out the top row bleachers and put seats up there around and on at least along the sides. And we are at the top of the gym, though that's not nearly as high as in the new gymnasium. So we are a lot closer to the court. They've got seats lining the ends, both ends of the basketball court. Again, last time Crawfordsville played in this was 30 years ago. And the last win actually was the second last game. They beat Covington in the second to the last game played here in this gymnasium. So you have some stats for us?
I do. So,
great, Craig.
All right, so the Athenians, 16 points in that first quarter, 16 points in the second quarter for a total of 32.
I'm going to interrupt you for a second. So sorry.
Yes. No, you're good.
They are going to recognize the senior dance team members for the Blue Illusion dance team.
Brody Hill. Brody is being escorted by her parents, Sean and Jolene Hill. Brody has been a member of the Crawfordsville dance team for 5 years. After graduation, she plans on furthering her education at Thompson's College of Cosmetology, where she will be studying aesthetics and nails. Brody Hill.
Senior Brody Hill, senior dance team member. being honored tonight. We have 3 seniors, I believe.
Our next dance team senior is Lorelei Smitzer-Torbert. Lorelei is being escorted by her parents, Neil and Wendy Smitzer-Torbert. Lorelei has been a member of the CHS dance team for 3 years. She will be attending Tulane University after graduation, where she will study architecture. Lorelei Schmitzer-Torbert.
Second senior dance team member is Lorelei Schmitzer-Torbert.
Our final dance team member is Aaliyah Strasser. Aaliyah is escorted tonight by her mom and stepfather, Lindsay and Justin McCollum. She has been a member of the Crawfordsville dance teams for 8 years. Aaliyah will attend the University of Indianapolis, where she will study elementary education. Aaliyah Strasser.
And the final dance team member being honored tonight for their senior night is Aaliyah Strasser. So you have Brody Hill, Lorelei Schmitzer-Torbert, and Aaliyah Strasser, obviously part of a talented dance team.
It has been exciting to watch you develop as dancers and as young people. Let's hear it for our Blue Illusion seniors, Brody, Lorelei, and Aaliyah.
Great job to the award-winning dance team competing at Nationals, I believe, last week. Is that about right?
Yep.
Okay. They make a trip to Florida and they always qualify. Hey, let's try to do some stats. How about that?
So one other shout out to the dance team. It is the amount of hours. It's amazing the amount of hours that they put into practice. Coaching over at the middle school this year gave me some insight to the amount of hours that they put in, and kudos to them on an outstanding season. And
led by Tammy Haas,
yes,
has done that for I think she started it, so probably the founding coach and leader of the dance team, and her family and others are very much involved in that. Dancers return head coach. So that is a great point, Craig. We need to recognize them well because they do a great job.
They do. And then the other thing, real quick, we got the robotics out here. I don't know. I know they were going to state. I don't know when their state contest is. So that's pretty exciting also. So some stats here again for the Athenians. 16 points in that first quarter, 16 in the second quarter for a total of 32. Scoring, you have Gambaro with 4 for the Athenians. Jude Corsi has 8. Mason McCarty with 8. Hayden Craig with 7, all coming there in that second quarter. And Manette has 5 points for the Athenians. For Covington, they scored 8 points that first quarter, 4 points in the second quarter, so 16-4 the second quarter there. Scoring for them, you have Haymaker with 2. How are we saying number 12 again?
I'm saying Gepner.
Gepner, thank you. Sorry about that. He has 2 points. 20 has 4 points, and Waddell has 2 points for the Athenians. For Covington scoring here.
Great job. Thank you for keeping up on those stats. You do fantastic with that. We're looking forward to bringing you both basketball games tonight. Is what halftime right now, the JV game. Again, Athenians lead 32-12. They're recognizing the robotics team right now. So as Craig just mentioned, state is tomorrow in Lafayette. And I know this, the gymnastics team is competing in sectional tomorrow at Lafayette Jeff High School. They have 3 seniors that are recognized this week. Kristen Saunders, Hallie Elliott, and Olivia Fitcher. So 3 seniors on that team. And then 2 more members. Ellie Hutchison is a junior and Lily Hummel is a sophomore. So we wish the best to the Athenian gymnasts as they compete in the sectional at Lafayette Jeff. And then tonight at the state swimming finals at the IUPUI Natatorium, we know this week Matt Miller is a freshman for the Athenians, won the diving competition last week, so he was sectional champ. They actually have a regional for diving. My understanding is he was ill that night, and really stood a good chance of advancing. Did not. Went into that with a pretty high fever and competed anyway, just being the tough young man that he is, but did not advance the state. But certainly as a freshman, the future's bright there.
Absolutely.
And then swimming at IUPUI tonight are juniors Whit Horton, Campbell Mason, Ryan Miller, sophomore Hutton Haas, and freshman Adrian Medina, and then senior Ayrton Shue. So I believe there are 6 Athenians swimming tonight in the state finals, and if you add in Matthew Miller making it out of the sectional, that was 7 Athenians who advanced out of the sectional, either to the regional or the state competition. So, and my understanding is, with some of the times going into this, there's a great chance to make it to the consolation and finals tomorrow. So obviously the goal in swimming at the state championship is to get from Friday night to Saturday.
Okay.
So we wish the Athenians the best. Again, sectional champs as a team, by the way, we need to recognize that as well. Another pretty cool story that maybe you can even add some comments to, but I think they've got a special guy suited up out there tonight.
Yeah, Mr. Goebel, a senior this year, just a great kid. They got him suited up for the JV game, and hope to get him in for his first action. That would be a pretty awesome night for that senior. Puts a lot of time in as a manager. Does a lot of stuff that a lot of people don't want to do. And so kudos to him, and looking forward. I love always talking to him at school. I know he always comes up and gives me a double technical for some reason. I don't know what I do wrong, but he's always teeing me up.
Listen.
So I told him I was going to bring that up on the broadcast.
Okay, you did it. Way to follow through. I'm sure, really, the number of years you've coached already, you probably deserve a double T at least a couple times, right?
A couple times.
No, that's a great story, and honestly, a dream come true. Coach Pierce making that happen for Derek, and yeah, it'd be great to see him get in the game here. So, got about 30 seconds to go here before we start the second half. I'm trying to figure out whose ball it is. Oh, there is an arrow down there. It's going to be Athenian basketball here to start the third quarter.
Still got more people coming in. It's just a sight to see when you look around, seeing all the people here.
It is really exciting, isn't it? What a fun environment. I know the community has been excited about this. The school's excited. There's some extra nerves as they head into this game, but and kudos again. We mentioned this, but kudos to Covington being willing to do this. To Coach Evan Morgan and his team, and the Trojan faithful that followed along. Several Trojan letter jackets, Covington, like letter jackets that are being worn tonight from a few years ago, it would look like. Crawfordsville basketball here to start the third quarter. Mason McCarty handles, gets it to Hayden Craig, gets a start here in the second half. I do not believe he started the game. Nolan Watt, Jude Corsi, Hayden Craig, Sam Manette, Mason McCarty on the court for the Athenians. Looking to get it underneath. Crawfordsville's done a great job running their offense tonight. Played really good defense. McCarty backs it out and then drives into the lane with a nice little finger roll floater. Score the first 2 points of the third quarter.
Haymaker takes it all the way down for a layup. 2 points for Covington.
Pretty quick score there, 2-2 here in the second half. Craig looks underneath to Jude Corsi. He's going to have to kick it back out. Cardi thought about a three, but his defender closed pretty quickly. That was Carfault. Nice floater from Hayden Craig. He's playing well tonight.
He is, yes. Nice floater there in the lane.
I see some old Athenian gear on the Gerald boys. Coach Sean Gerald's kids maybe wearing some jerseys from when he was in school. It's going to be a foul. called on the Trojans. It's going to be on number 21. Again, that is Martin. I feel like that could be his third. We thought maybe his fourth, didn't we?
Yeah. So I'm going to go with what they got on the board. They don't have it on the board yet, but I got him for third.
Oh, there's a inbound pass. It's stolen by Covington and driven length of the court. Missed the layup, but it's off. Oh, that was a lot of ball there by Nolan Watt, but they're calling a foul. Must be with some body.
Yep, that's what they're calling. They got him with the body there.
It looked like he blocked it with the arm, so that'll put number 10, Haymaker, at the line. Shooting 2. He's short on the first one. 36-14 is the score. Short on the second one. Those can be tough rebounds when they're short because it doesn't bounce down. It comes straight down, not making excuses, but out of bounds. Ball will go to Crawfordsville. They battled for that board. Again, I know Sean Gerald's done a tremendous amount of work ever since this was first announced, getting in here and getting sound and lights and all those things, along with Bryce Barton to really get it ready to go. And then Nathan O'Neill doing a lot of the legwork to get tonight prepared. The community's out here. We've been told if the fire alarms go off that everybody's supposed to stay in their seats. Obviously there are apartments in here now, or condos, and there's some cooking that goes on, so fire alarms might go off, and the fire department's here to check that out and verify it, and safety first, of course. So thankful for Crawfordsville Fire Department stepping in to help and make this game happen, as well as McCarty on the drive, and pretty good block there by Carfault, but he's also got him with the body. Rowan Gambrell's set to check in for Crawfordsville. McCarty goes to the line to shoot 2. 1 team foul apiece. Gambrell comes in for Watt. Nice job by Nolan Watt. Is he a freshman? I believe he is, right?
Yes.
McCarty good there on both. Hayden Craig putting some pressure defense on, knocks it away. Gambrell's able to come away with the turnover. Of course, he drives. Oh, there's Craig for a long 3, just short. Carfault gets it across to Waddell. Inside to the big man. Nice job by Gambrell knocking that ball, I think, off of Covington. He did.
Yep.
Crawfordsville basketball created a turnover there. We've done that several times tonight.
They have, yes.
Really good defense. I look down the end of the court. I see Mike and Jill Schubert, who I always remember being in the concession stand, running that for years and years, but sitting just over the top of what was the concession stand back in the day. That is not the case for tonight's game. Long-time Athenian fans. Their daughters came through here. Give me a timeout, Crawfordsville. It's going to be a full timeout. What are you seeing? What do you like? What have you noticed?
Crawfordsville is being patient, running their offense, looking for the cutters, doing a great job of passing the ball. They're taking open threes. They're not forcing threes, so they're driving in a lot of floaters. So 9 for 9 at the free throw line. That's a pretty good day.
That's not bad.
Honestly, I'm not trying to make too much of it, but as a JV player, you're not used to this environment. So for them to do what they're doing, this is just going to help them for the future.
Yeah, that's a great point. Yeah.
And then defensively, they're mixing it up like Coach Pierce normally does. A lot of man-to-man, but every now and then he'll throw that run and jump, and it seems like it's working. So overall, I say you're probably pretty happy where you're at. You're up 24, but you just don't want to let up. Yeah, keep going till the end. Play hard.
Do you, as a coach, Coach Carroll, do you kind of say, hey, look, now these freshmen are no longer freshmen. They've been through nearly an entire. I get it, it's the last game, but you know what I'm saying? You've played an entire season, you really. I mean, that amount of experience and playing well all season too. Oh, there's a quick turnover. Nice job by Haymaker jumping in front of that pass, and yeah, Covington executed well there. So you come out of Crawfordsville timeout, turnover, and Covington drives down. Oh, they called a foul on the floor.
Yep.
So basket was no good. Watts set the check back in. He's going to replace Gambrell.
Yeah, that's Gambrell's third.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's game 21, 22 for these guys. So, yeah, if you're a freshman, you're really not a freshman anymore. And you know what's expected. And honestly, with this being your last JV game this year, you're just trying to put some good film out and hopefully launch into off-season stuff.
Yeah. Yep. Makes sense. That's good. Thank you for that analysis. Foul was on. That was on Watt, wasn't it? That's his third. So both the big guys for Crawfordsville in a little bit of foul trouble here with 3:05 to go in the third quarter. Not quite as important when you're leading 38-14. But still, those guys want to have a good showing and play. There's Watt. Well, nice turnaround by the 6'5" Herzog. Basket's good. That hasn't happened very often tonight, though.
No.
Well, again, 16th point for the Trojan JV team. Craig gets it across to McCarty, dribbling out front, guarded by Herzog, who's knocking it away. There's a battle. Herzog off on the layup. McCarty gets the rebound. Good job by Mason. Not getting frustrated, not fouling him back. You often see that.
Yep.
Corsi with nice, good shot. Manette battles for that offensive board. Give the Athenians another chance. Oh, yeah. Craig's going to go. Too much contact from behind, and that'll be a foul on Hayden and Crawfordsville's fourth, but Craig's first foul. Haymaker brings the ball up the court for Covington. Trying to look inside for their 6'3" and 6'5" big men. Haymaker's going to drive. There's a floater in the lane. That's off, but rebound goes to Waddell. They're going to call jump ball, held ball.
Stays with Covington. Coach Pierce switched up the defense there, went 2-3 zone. Looks like they're going to stay in that zone.
So it's a good idea too, right? Just giving a little different look to the offense. Sevo Crazies are packed in over there straight across from us, labeled student section. Dave Hunt, an Athenian alum, and also a reserve, I believe, the Crawfordsville Police Department doing some security and crowd control here tonight. Reminded me that used to say Barry's section over there, after named because of Barry Lewis, who would always obviously write and cover the Crawfordsville games for the newspaper, for the Journal Review. So student section here tonight, though. They got it ready to go. McCarty gets the ball ahead to Corsi. He's looking underneath. There's nothing there, although Watt was open. But it is tough to see over the outstretched arms of Herzog. Herzog just a freshman, but listed at 6'5", so he may still grow.
Yeah.
Covington always has height, don't they?
They do, yes. That, normally shooters.
You're right. Nice job by Watt. Oh, good flip there as he saved it from out of bounds.
And I would argue that they have one of the better student sections.
Yeah, I would agree with you. It's tough to play over there.
It is.
Who hit that?
I think McCarty.
I think so too. I think he hit a short jumper in the lane. There's a three-pointer from Covington. That was number 4, Elmore, but that's off. Rebound to Crawfordsville. Of course, he's going to drive all the way in. A lot of contact, no call. Covington basketball. Oh, but he throws it to Manette. Ooh, puts a shot up and is fouled. He's going to go to the line. A little frustration on the Covington team there. Haymaker has to foul to not give up the easy bucket. Under a minute to
his third.
His third foul. Yeah, they're in a little bit of foul trouble now. 49 seconds to go here in the third quarter. Athenians lead 40-17. Substitution for Covington. That's Geffner coming in. He's going to replace Haymaker. Good coaching move there. Haymaker was a little frustrated just with the turnover, and they committed a foul, and good to get him out of there. See lots of Crawfordsville School Board members here tonight, as well as maybe the rest of the whole community here. Hayden Craig with the offensive board, but he taken away by Covington, and the basket is good by Waddell. Turnover and easy bucket.
Covington in the 1-3-1 here again. The length is giving them a little bit of trouble, I would say, with this.
Yeah, I agree. Nice try by Watt. He's saying I got shoved from behind. He clearly did. He went straight up for that board and ended up out of bounds as he came down, but no call there by the official, so the Crawfordsville basketball.
15
Cardi
seconds.
looking, yep, one shot here. Mason doing a good job waiting for the official to start the 5-second count, and then he dribbles. He's going to take a long three. That's just off, but good rebound by Hayden Craig off of Covington. They said that Herzog knocked that out of bounds. So it'll be Crawfordsville basketball. 2 seconds to go here. What's that play that we run where we just throw it up into the lane? That's not what they're looking for, but that ball was blocked by McCarty. McCarty's ball was blocked actually by Elmore, out of bounds. It will be the end of the third quarter. Crawfordsville leading 42-19, so I have that down as a 10. Is that 10-7?
Yep, 10-7.
Still a really good quarter for the Athenians. Didn't come out. I mean, actually, probably Covington played a little better. Was that a different defense than we'd seen? At least with Herzog on top. And
yeah, I don't think they ran that 1-3-1 in the first half. At least they didn't run it much. It was mostly man-to-man, and Covington's coach switched it up there second half of that third quarter. So I'm sure Coach Pierce is going to be talking about that, just executing it. You know, when you got the length, you got to pass fake, make sure you're available, and then you also still want to drive. Attack more at angles rather than straight on to get those driving lanes, passing lanes, and just continue to attack. Biggest thing, what I always, when I coached against Coach Pierce, it was always that you got to handle your offense because he's going to get his defense to get the turnovers to get his offense going. So I would expect Crawford to, they're up 23, so they might not do as much running and jumping just because of the score. But normally their defense does a lot to help their offense.
Athenian, the Seaville Crazies are chanting, "We want Derek." Already started the fourth quarter. That may not quite happen. There's McCarty for three. Yeah, really, thanks for that analysis, Craig. That's really helpful. And I think you're right. Athenians are staying in that zone defense, which was effective. I was going to say we were just off our scoring pace of that 16 a quarter. But I don't know if you expect to keep that up here. Nice block by Corsi on that three-point attempt, but ball does end up back in the hands of Covington. If we had a shot clock, they'd be in trouble.
Yep. I always felt as a JV coach when I was coaching JV, if I could get to 40, I felt like we were going to be in a good position to win.
Yeah. You don't? Yep.
So 45 and three quarters, you got to feel good about that.
Yeah. You don't see that very often, right?
Yep.
That's a lot of points.
I'd always tell my teams, like, if we can limit them to 8 or below and in a quarter, we're going to be okay.
Manette inbounds to McCarty. Just under 6 minutes to go. Corsi with nice fake and drive, but kicks it back to Manette.
So Covington went back to a man-to-man defense here.
Athenians were able to take advantage of that for sure in the first half. Again, scoring 16 points a quarter. Being patient from the elbow, McCarty knocks it down. He's got a bunch.
I got him with 19 in the game.
That's pretty impressive. Good job by Nolan Watt jumping into the passing lane there. Takes that away from Covington. Gives the ball back to the Athenians.
And someone like McCarty who, earlier in the year got a little bit of varsity time.
Yep.
Been definitely playing more as he hits another one.
Another three.
I don't know, maybe his dad gave him a pep talk before tonight's game.
I read the article, I think by Jeff Nelson, wrote a couple great articles, but one recapping the history. And again, he'll be, I believe, up here. We're just going to let him tell stories. Halftime of the varsity game. But I believe it's a state record. He was 10 for 10 from 3 in this gym.
Wow.
So, yeah, that's not bad.
My question, which is better, this or the Super Bowl that he just did?
Yeah, right. True. I know he's having fun. He had a seat at least right there.
Yeah, he's
in the
far corner talking.
Of course he is.
But what I was going to say with McCarty is, he has handled the adversity of being a freshman, getting a little bit of varsity time. Yeah. Everybody wants to play varsity.
Yep.
And I felt like he has handled it pretty well this year. And hopefully, you never know going into a sectional. I'm not saying nice drive there.
Great drive there by Hayden Craig. Yeah.
Not saying that he's going to play, but tonight could give him confidence to be, if coach needs him.
Yeah. He's that much more prepared. Shots off by Covington, rebound to Manette.
Student section getting louder here.
Really loud. I'm sure you can hear him. Danny Pierce. Oh, yeah. That's giving me chills right there. Senior manager, Bill Vogel, set to check in at the scorer's table. McCarty on the drive there, kicks it. It's going to be a foul on Covington. That's going to be on number 4, Elmore. Number 3. Number 34, Derek Goebel, going to check in for the Athenians, along with number 3, Cole Capper, as the Athenians make some substitutions here, leading 52-19.
We will be offering tours of the historic high school building.
Gary Lynn is announcing, public address announcer Gary Lynn is announcing that they are giving tours of the facility to any alums or actually anyone who'd like to tour the building in a few years.
Tours will begin and end on the northeast corner of the gym.
I'm sure since a lot of people have been in here. The floor looks great. They've done a great job really getting it ready to go for this basketball game tonight. I don't know about you, Craig. I think we should do this more often, perhaps. This environment is really awesome. It is packed. It just feels different. What's different about it? I mean, other than logistics and the wraparound fans, but it absolutely has a different feel than the Athenian Gymnasium, which is a great facility, by the way.
Yeah, growing up, I've always loved basketball, and I would hear from a lot of the old timers of, man, if you could have just been at a basketball game in the 80s, the 90s. Just the excitement. I mean, this is Friday night hoops in Indiana was entertainment, and so, we talked about it United about, fans would get season tickets and all this stuff, and looks like they're going to run a play for him.
Oh, and he knocked down. He's 1 for 1. And the student section, the Seaville Crazies, is going crazy. Actually, the whole gym is going crazy. He knocks. You could not have scripted that any better. Is that a true statement?
Oh, man.
He's got a second shot up, and that was off.
And the thing it wasn't a layup.
It was not a layup, no. It was not a layup. Covington throws it out of bounds. And they're going to make a substitution now. McCarty will check out. That is number 30, That's Andrew Hurt checking in, number 42. Maddox Ball checks in for the Athenians. Again, senior manager Derek Goebel handling right now. Thought about taking a pass. He
Maybe
shoots.
dribble, but
Yeah. Rebound. Shoots another
Type of
three.
charm.
Oh, he knocked it down. I will say this. Covington being credit the Trojans for the way they are coming alongside here.
Yes.
Just a fantastic show of sportsmanship. Kudos to the Trojans and their coaches. And Derek Goebel is now going to check out of the game. He gets a standing ovation from this crowd. Jude Corsi's going to check out of the game. I think number 24 just came in for Crawfordsville.
And now the chant of MVP across.
Yeah.
You know, this is what it's about. I remember a few years ago at scouting a game at Greencastle. They had a player that when he was born had to have brain surgery and stuff and was unable to play. And they put him in and last night and scored a 2. And just, you know, we get so caught up in the game that we forget that it's a game.
It is a game.
There's so much more to life. And for Derek, this is something he'll remember. He'll be telling his kids and grandkids all about it.
Not only did I get on the court in the old gym, I knocked down my first shot, and I think maybe my third shot.
And
one was a three-pointer.
1,500 people came to watch.
That's right. How incredible is that? All right, number 21, that is Nash Martin at the line for Covington. That shot's off. Number 30 is going to check back in for Covington. Waddell, he's played a bunch tonight. Yeah, you really can't say enough about the Trojan, the players, their coaches, the Trojans, their players and coaches, even their fans cheering. The game's out of reach for them. There's a shot, by number 30. Again, that's Andrew Hurt. Several players I know are wearing different jerseys tonight.
Yeah, that's McClamorock.
Okay.
There. And that was 30 for Waddell.
That was Waddell for the Trojans. Yeah, you're going to have to help me with these guys, probably. Oh, that three just off. Waddell going to go the length of the court. He is really tall, and he knocks that one down. Under a minute to go here in the game. Athenians lead 57-23. Rebound to Covington, off the miss from the Athenians. Athenian dance team will be performing. We'll stay. We'll keep the audio on. They're going to be doing some other things at halftime. We'll give you some final game stats. We will squeeze those in around some of the other events going on as we get ready to bring you the nightcap, the varsity basketball action here. Shots blocked by the Trojans, but good offensive board. Lots of contact. They're letting him play. Ball ends up with Waddell. He's going to go down, and he's going to knock another layup down. 10 seconds to go. Cole Capper brings the ball up the court. That should be it. 3, 2, 1. Final horn sounds. Crawfordsville JV wins. First game of tonight's doubleheader, 57-25. Give Coach Carroll a minute here to finalize his stats.
I think I'm ready, boss.
Why don't you have at it?
All right, so for the Athenians, 57 points tonight. Scoring for them, Mason McCarty, 22 points. Hayden Craig with 11. Manette had 7. And then we have Jude Corsi with 8. Ambrell with 4. And Mr. Goebel himself with 5 points. The Athenians go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 of 11 from the free throw line.
How about that?
Did the Athenians
We didn't even broadcast jinx them.
No, I was
You
not
were
gonna,
careful.
I was not going to bring it up in that fourth quarter.
No. So great job.
And then for Covington, real quick, we got Waddell with 12, number 20 with 7, Haymaker with 4, Gopner with 2. They scored 25. So their quarter breakdowns 8, 4, 7, and 6. Athenians 16, 16, 10, and 15. So just a credible environment thing that, again, these JV players will be able to talk about for a very long time.
Absolutely. What a great environment. What a bunch of fun here. A little bit of a hold right now. We have a packed house. Lots of standing going on. Lots of picture taking. And as we get ready for tonight's varsity action, which will be the first time in 30 years, again, that there's been a varsity basketball game played in this gymnasium. So we're going to take a little break from our call of the broadcast right now and listen to Gary Lynn make some announcements.
Where generations of students have walked and see how the building has been adapted to house modern apartments and amenities.